everyone, and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show, where I try to help you spend your wine dollars wisely. You know, I really appreciate you watching, and you know, I hope that some of these new things I'm doing on my video are good. You can always make a comment, let me know what you think about them. I would appreciate it. I know a lot of you, you talk about lurkers. I have, most everybody that watches my show seems to be afraid to comment, except for Matthew. I really appreciate it. Mr. Denhan, you do comment, and I appreciate that a lot. A lot. I've been excited about this program. I've been doing Washington wines. I've been doing showing the love to Australian wines, but Raj Parr, who's was on the movie Somm. He's been an RN74 partner in RN74. He's a fairly, well, I would say he's a famous sommelier in the United States. Excellent palate. He has a ridiculous palate from what I've read. He can even tell you what vineyard a wine came from. So that's pretty crazy. You know, that's a good sense of smell. That's very important if you're going for the master sommelier level. I don't know what level he's at, whether he's certified, advanced. I couldn't find out. Anyway, he has a couple of projects that he's involved in as far as making wine, and one of them is Sandhi. Sandhi, it's a winery out of Santa Barbara County, Santa Rita Hills, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've heard a lot of great things about his wines and his approach. He really loves Burgundy, so a lot of his wines are Burgundian in style. This is the first time I've tried them. I'm very excited. So I want to get started right away. And I wrote down the, oh, hold on. I had to write down the prices of these wines because there we go, I got it right there. I thought I left them at work. That would have been a bummer. Anyway, we're going to get started right off with the 2012 Sandhi Chardonnay, Santa Barbara County. And this one rolls in at $35. Give you a little close up there. Very cool label, very slick. I think I love it when a winery right off the bat comes out with a good label. It's so critical. Vern and I were just talking today. That's my boss, the owner of the store, I should say. And we were talking about labels and how important it is that labels are good. And I like this label. Really stands out. So that's a good thing. So Raj Parr obviously understands marketing as well as hopefully making wine. We're going to find out. Let's see what we get on the nose. By the way, this is, to me, one of the most exciting times of year, March Madness. I love it. I love college basketball. Very cool. I love it more than pro basketball. And I just love the whole excitement of, you know, and everything happens so fast, and you get all these things happening and all these teams, you know, going down. And little miss, excuse me just a second. My bossy cat wants out. All right. So it's a very exciting time of year. I don't know how many of you get involved in brackets and doing all that stuff, but how many of you are excited about March Madness? Make a comment, all you lurkers out there, especially you guys that you know, sell to me and come to the store and talk to me. Make a comment. Is it really that hard to type out nice show stand, or, you know, I really don't like basketball? Whatever it is, just make a comment. It enhances the videos. And with this new stuff I'm doing on editing, I'm really excited about it. It's not like super complicated, but it definitely makes the videos more interesting. Let's see what we get on the nose. Like the nose right off the bat, I'm getting some baking spices. Getting a little bit of like Myers lemon, almost a lemon curd sort of pear apple thing going on. It's not in your face California Chard, but it certainly is very aromatic. Yeah, let's see what we get on the palate. Little touch, just a little touch of butter, but not much. Let's see what we get when we put it in our mouth. good acidity, which I like a lot, but that's very balanced with the pears and apples, a little bit of pineapple coming through, which I find very intriguing. Good flow across the palate. You know, it's like cutting, but at the same time delicious, and that's really a hard line, you know, a hard line to make and a hard balance to strike when you get that brightness with that lemon and the pears. Gotta try this again. To me, it's like biting into an apple that somebody injected Myers lemon juice into, and I say Myers because Myers is a little bit of a mellower, more lemony flavor. But they injected that into the apple, then you took a bite into the apple, and then you took a bite of pineapple right after that, but you just had a pear like half a minute before that, and all those flavors together with a good beam of acidity, very bright, but very delicious, mouth-watering Chardonnay. But what a balance, and I'm getting just trace minerals on the palate. Nice, clean, fresh finish. I expected it to actually be more Burgundian than this, but it's definitely not. It doesn't have the California love handles. I mean, this is a Chardonnay that you could have with roasted fowl. You could have it with shellfish. You could have it with a lot of different foods. You could have it all by itself, just solo. Just enjoy it and drink it. It certainly has all those levels. The oak is not a factor in this wine. I think on the back it says this. It says, what I dream of is an art of balance. And well, I have to tell you, the winemaker hit that. I believe the winemaker's name is Sasha, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think that's it. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's his name. And one of the dudes that's a partner with Raj Parr on this is the one of the partners in Screaming Eagle. He left Screaming Eagle and got involved with Raj Parr, and he's doing some other projects also. So I think his last name is Banks. And very interesting, very good Chardonnay. I'm going to go A on that Chardonnay. I like it. It has good balance. It goes, you know, and I have to tell you, when I go into these things like this for a $35 Chardonnay, I go in with a real critical eye. And I've always said that. Everybody says you should drink them blind, but sometimes it's good to just look at it and say, okay, this is Raj Parr's wine. You know, obviously he's a rock star in the wine world, and you know, I'd love to just kind of crush it a little bit on this, but I can't. I mean, it's a great Chardonnay, great balance. It hits the mark in a lot of different areas. I think it'll cover a lot of palates, and it's, you know, it's worth $35 easily. I'm going to go A on that wine. Let's move on to the next one. This is the one I'm super curious about because you know, he's a big Burgundy fan, and I'm seeing where he goes with this Pinot Noir. So this is the Rinconada Santa Rita Hills Pinot Noir Sandhi 212. Oh, let's go. 2012 Sandhi Rinconada Santa Rita Hills Pinot Noir, and they had to abbreviate the name to STA because of Santa Rita in Chile sued them. So the AVA, Santa Rita Hills, is STA Hills, AVA in Santa Barbara area, Santa Ynez. And Santa Rita Hills, by the way, is getting well known for having good Pinot Noir. So, let's see what we get on the nose. That was a little bit of a cluster there. Sorry about that. Sorry. A little bit of a cluster. Kind of read things backwards, which I do sometimes. I'll read magazines backwards. I have no idea why I do that, but I do it sometimes. Never read books backwards, of course. I'm not one of the guys that reads the last page of the book. I heard people do that. I start front to back. I do that in the wines most of the time, but for some reason I was just really curious about this Rinconada, name of the Pinot Noir. He has several levels, by the way. STA Rita Hills Pinot Noir, Santa Rita Hills. How many of you are familiar with Santa Rita out of Chile? It's funny that it cracks me up that they do this. I mean, this is the United States. That's Chile. You know, why not show the love? You know, it'd actually probably be good for them down there if they let that AVA use the entire name. Let's see what we get on the nose. Wow, cherries, big time. Cherries and black tea. If you want to get close to my heart, just have cherries and black tea on your Pinot Noir nose. Getting a little bit of earth, very earthy on the nose. Get just a hair of Asian spice. Not a ton, but just a little bit. A little bit of bark, a little bit of beauty bark coming through on this one. Let's see what we get on the palate. This is, by the way, $58. So, not chump change. Let's see what we get on the palate. Cola, root beer, cherries, black tea, undertow of strawberry. Very good balance on this wine. Very delicious. I mean, it's got sweet tannins on it for sure. Getting some violets coming through. A lot of violets on the finish. Finish is just a touch thin to me. It's a delicious Pinot Noir for sure. A little bit of baked earth coming through on the finish. Good acidity. This wine will age probably, I would give it 5 to 10 years easily. It will age nicely with that fruit and acidity. Little disappointed in the finish, I really am. For $58, I've tasted, for 58 bucks and under, I've tasted some Pinot Noirs that perform as well as this, even better, with a better finish. I mean, it's good. A lot of people, you like it. It's I wouldn't say it's totally Burgundian. I don't get enough earth and funk on it to be Burgundian, but it's just a really hard thing to do out of California. Let's just face it. You know, I'm just not super impressed with this for that price. It's a touch disappointing. I mean, right up front it's good, but then it just kind of peters out, and I'm just not a huge fan. Let me give it another whirl. It's good. I'll give you that. Delicious. I would like it a lot better if it was 28 bucks. For 28 bucks, I think this would be stellar. For the price, $58, not so good. Not what I'm looking for, spending that much change. I'm going to go B on this wine. I think it's good. I think it's overpriced. And, you know, I'm just saying it like I see it. Thanks for watching. Remember, wine is not a mystery. It's just fermented grape juice. Always be willing to try new things. Be true to your palate. Try to understand your palate, what you like. Never tell anybody what you should or shouldn't like. If we do that together, we can keep the snob.